20 Walter Sisulu University students arrested for public violence, and Velvet Sky flights suspended until next month. I'm Lebo Changela with this news update. 20 students have been arrested after violence at the Walter Sisulu University in Mthatha in the Eastern Cape. PD spokesperson Zuki Sifachela says they were arrested yesterday afternoon for public violence and damage to property. A student also died after falling off the roof of a building. Officials say chaos erupted after students blocked the entrance to the campus and threw stones at the police, who responded by firing rubber bullets to disperse the protesters. The campus has been closed until further notice. Walter Sisulu University spokesperson Angela Church says academics have condemned the violence.
Students gathered on the roofs of the residences and other university buildings to watch the proceedings, and regrettably one student stood on a transparent skylight and fell to his death. Of course, we really regret the death of a student. It's a very, very sad day at a university when a young student is sacrificed in a violent situation. So we extend our deepest sympathy to the family, and the university really is in mourning about the loss of a young life.
Low-cost airline Velvet Sky says all flights have been suspended until the 5th of next month. The suspension will allow the company the time needed to reposition and evaluate future strategy. The airline has experienced flight delays and cancellations. Chief Operating Officer Gary Webb says the company is renegotiating with suppliers.
It's very hard to do when you're in an active mode. You can't really sit down and resolve these things in the correct way when there are severe operational pressures. We're going to take a look at the business from top to bottom and just see what else we can do to improve our situation. We'll be looking at all our suppliers, reducing costs from all our suppliers, and we're also looking at the way we're managing the strategy. We're following all of those things.
Metrorail says it has received reports of intimidation against its non-striking workers. Striking Metrorail employees have been accused of intimidating their non-striking counterparts in Pretoria. SATAU members downed tools yesterday calling for the immediate suspension of PROSA Chief Executive Lucky Montana. Workers want Montana to be investigated for alleged maladministration and tender irregularities. Metrorail Steve Ngobeni elaborates.
We have received reports of intimidation we suspect by the current people that they have embarked on industrial action. We've set up a team of investigators to go and clearly investigate who these alleged perpetrators are. And if it comes out that these alleged perpetrators are in any way part of our staff, we're going to take serious disciplinary action against those affected.
And more witnesses are expected to testify this morning in the bail application of student constable Sipho Mbata in the Roodepoort Magistrates Court. Mbata is accused of shooting and killing a Soweto teenager, Thato Mokoka, during a police raid at his house 2 weeks ago. The case was postponed yesterday. Yesterday it emerged that Mbata was considered to be unstable and was therefore unfit to carry a gun. Abongile Dumako reports.
Thato Mokoka was shot several times, allegedly during a raid by police, and Constable Sipho Mbata denied he had unlawfully and intentionally killed the 16-year-old teenager in Bramfisherville in Soweto. He said the police had put their firearms on automatic mode because they believed Mokoka was armed. Senior investigator for the Independent Complaints Directorate, Leon Naidu, told the court he believed there was a risk Mbata could try to commit suicide if granted bail. He said he heard from Mbata's supervisors that the constable had a history of suicidal tendencies. Abongile Dumako, SABC News, Johannesburg.